This is a quick look at the Ganzo F753M purchased from GearBest. This knife might look familiar to you because it's a shrunken down version of another Ganzo, which I will show later, but I'll show you a little quick peek right now. More of that later. This comes with black textured G10 scales with some little cutouts at the bottom there, more aesthetic and slightly functional. And it has a pocket clip, which is only for tip up, right hand or left hand carry, as you can see there. A lanyard slot, which is plenty large enough for many types of cords. It is a flow-through design for easy cleaning and a somewhat lighter knife. It has pillars construction, as you can see. And there is some jimping on the frame of the blade, but it's really more for looks because it's not functional. It's pretty slippery and shallow. If it was deeper and more sharp, it might work, but as it is, it does next to nothing. On to the scales. They are skeletonized. There's 4 holes there that you can see on that side, and on the other side another 4. Relatively light for this kind of knife. It's a small EDC, as I said earlier. For information on the specifications, look in the description box. It's approximately 3 inches though. Has a drop point blade, satin finish. It's flat from the start of the grind underneath the logo to the bevel down there. It's not hollow. Has a false sledge up here, and it has pretty nice pocket clips, or not pocket clips, thumb studs for deployment, which opens relatively quickly. And when this blade is closed, you'll notice that we have perfect centering. And when it's open, the lockup is solid. Another thing I will note that I like quite a bit about this knife, which I haven't mentioned in other videos, is it has a secondary safety to it besides the primary lock, which is something I usually like when I buy a knife. So by that secondary safety, I mean that if the lock were to fail, if you were gripping the knife in your regular grip, your fingers wouldn't be cut. So for example, I'm going to deactivate the lock right now, disengage it, sorry. And so if the lock were to fail now and the blade were to come down, because of the finger, not a finger trope, but just the blade geometry itself at the base there, it will not cut you. So even if you're doing something stupid or the blade the lock failed, that would prevent your hand from getting cut. Very useful. I really quite like it. This and flipper design knives obviously would have that, just simply because of the design of the flipper tab. And as well, knives with excessively large finger trolls, like lots of spider claws, or in this case a brother knife, which I have. So with that finger troll, if that lock were to disengage and my hand were resting naturally, just because of that finger troll, it would not hit my hand. Just another thing I wanted to add about this, which I particularly like. And so now I will show you this in comparison to the other Ganzo, the bigger brother. As you can see right there, this one's a carbon fiber larger one. Pretty similar. And I'll show it to you in the open form. Everything's the same, just the coating and the material is different, and it's blown up over here. Both excellent knives. This is more of a medium sized EDC to maybe large, whereas this is a small EDC in my opinion. the blade stock just for comparison's sake. Very comparable. Didn't mention this before, but it has a very fine tip to it, so it's good for fine detailed work. And also another thing, the blade lockup, forgot to mention. Or actually no, I did mention, it was solid. Never mind, up, down, side, side. Yeah. So that is the Ganzo Firebird F753M, purchased from GearBest. Highly recommended. Thanks, until next time.